begin. This is where it begins. In the darkness. When the alarm sounds, it's time. Rise.
In Miami on Biscayne Boulevard, I had no idea this Les Brown that you now see had the ability one day to give lectures at Harvard or Yale or Dartmouth University. I had no idea.
I'm not satisfied with being average. For the first time in my life, I cared about school. And my dad is right. But my value system was screwed up.
Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on it. Everybody wants destiny, everybody wants. Manifestation, everybody wants. Fulfillment, everybody wants the next level in the relationship and a higher quality of living. But nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and get into a place where you can focus on.
The very first step that I took was literally going into my bathroom and looking into that dirty mirror and calling myself out. It's gonna hurt. You're not gonna wanna do it. You're gonna cry. You're gonna suffer. It's gonna be horrible. But it starts in that accountability mirror. And every day of your life from now on moving forward, it starts with that accountability mirror about how am I gonna change my life for the better.
Necessary for us to begin to look at the future and know that it's possible that we can have our dream.
And this family produces. This family produces. I never started in college. In my senior year, I broke my foot twice. And I got offered a job to become a hospital administrator. For district managers, I got a phone call from my high school principal. Wasn't my daddy calling. It was my high school principal. You had a tough year. What's next?
Other people have done it, then we can do it. We fail a lot of times. Well, a lot of other folks fail, and eventually they came back and they succeeded. It's necessary. We get negative, do-nothing people out of our lives. It's necessary. We never stop learning and growing and developing ourselves. It's necessary that we never give up. We know that it's you, it's me. It's being responsible for our stuff and deciding that we're going to keep on keeping on, that we're going to find a way to win or find a way to make it happen. And we know it's hard. It's not going to be a picnic. Yes, it's hard, and we will do it hard. And once we do it hard and we go through it, we realize it was worth it. And once you discover it was worth it, it is done. And we've all had experiences where we were working on something and we knew it was possible. And we did those things that were necessary to bring it into reality. We took the responsibility to make it happen. Other people couldn't see it. A lot of people didn't believe it. You were attacked. You were criticized.
He said, can I ask you a question? You told me you're going to graduate college in 4 years, and you did it. But you told me you're going to play in the NBA. And you told me you're going to make more money in business than you did in sports. I want to ask this question, son. Do you believe you're good enough to play in the NBA? My bottom lip started to twitch. My whole face started to spasm up. If you find any person who's doing great things, you already know they've overcome their adversity. So I want to challenge you right now. Whatever adversity is coming at you right now in your personal life, private life, in your family, your kids, you better handle your adversity because the outcome and the result is going to be dependent on how you respond.
If you could just shut out every distraction. What if you could just shut up the world for just a season and focus on it? A man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. Can you unplug for just a moment? Focus on what matters. Why are you here? What is your destiny? The reason why you don't see it, the reason why it is not manifested, the reason why you are so frustrated.
That this Les Brown existed. I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you. There is more in you. Simba, there's more in you than you have been expressing. All of us have seen Lion King, some great symbols in there. And I say to you, there's more in you right now than's represented in your bank account. There's more in you right now that's being reflected by your life right now. Your life is not a true reflection of your potential. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. There's a reason that my favorite book says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And as he continues to think, so he remains. In order for us to begin to break into that level of greatness that we have within ourselves, you have to make a conscious choice every day to expose your mind to positive messages.
And you have to ask yourself, which one are you? Because no matter what's going on out here, the art of survival is to survive, to live. And that's what these animals do. So what kind of animal are you? Are you really hungry? Are you driven? Are you determined? Do you want it? Are you going to do everything that is necessary to get it? Because there's no pity out here in this desert. If you don't go after what it is that you are seeking to satisfy your hunger, then you're going to starve. And when there's weakness, something else is going to come along and eat you up.
You have not been willing to forsake all that you've been called to forsake, and to follow through behind closed doors. So you can talk about it, sure. You can't plan it, sure. You can write it down, sure. You could go to the conference and hear about it, you could read about it, but at some juncture you have to disappear and put the work in and come back in shock. Everybody that doubted you, I'm talking to that man, that woman, that boy, that girl who feels the fire in their belly.
So I put myself on a regimen. I do this every day, and I suggest that you do it. Write this down. Number one, listen to motivational messages every day. Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. What it will begin to do is interrupt the story in your mind. It will override the story that you believe about yourself. It will distract all the negative thoughts that you have that's holding you back, that held me back for 14 years. When I used to go see the number one motivational speaker on the planet, Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins, and my heart said, I can do that. I love to help people. I'm just like my mother. And then my mind would ask how. And I went from my heart to my mind. And my mind would say, Les Brown, you don't have a college education. Les Brown, you've never worked for a major corporation. Les Brown, you were labeled educable mental retarded. They call you DT, the dumb twin. You're not as smart as your brother. Have you ever thought about something you wanted to do and you convinced yourself that you couldn't do it? See, sometimes we need to have some external voices. And so by listening to motivational messages, that began to override the negative thoughts that I had about myself in my mind. And it gave me a new story and empowered me and gave me a vision of myself beyond my circumstances and mental conditioning and started me to writing a new chapter in my life.
Let's talk about excuses. Why are they so important to so many people? Why do people tend to hold on to these things? We talk about excuses all the time. You know why? Because excuses seem to be the narrative in most people's life. Which one are you? Are you going to set aside the excuses? Are you going to serve up that plate of opportunity? Are you truly going to eat the right way instead of starving yourself, feeding off excuses? Hungry. Yes, stay hungry. Every day you should never be satisfied. I'm full. Full off of what? Don't ever get full. Always continue to stay hungry. Don't ever say I'm good. You're not good.